There we are. I haven't been live on YouTube in a little bit. We just got back from Europe, and I enjoy YouTube Live, so I figured I would do a YouTube Live, share about my addiction, share the story. I do have a speaking engagement coming up in 2 weeks with the University of Arkansas, so I'll be doing lives for a little bit, just kind of practicing a little bit in there of what I'm going to be talking about and doing. This is actually a speaking engagement that I'm really, really looking forward to and excited to be able to do for them. But I do enjoy sharing about addiction. I enjoy, if you've never seen my content before, it's all about sobriety, it's addiction, just letting people know that they matter. I like to just share from experience and be as real as possible to help those out there that struggle, because the more real and raw that we see, the easier it is for us to know that life can get better and to find that better life. And I don't think people sometimes realize that. Thank you, Devin. I appreciate that. I do my best with the content. I know that some of it's sometimes a little bit repetitive, and it's a lot of, it's as weird as it might sound, a lot of it's kind of like the whole AA and NA. It's like for the newcomer who's never seen this stuff before. For the people that need to see it, like I had to hear for years and years and years about addiction and what it was like to finally get some of it to sink in. And it was weird because I went through like these weird phases where at first getting sober and stuff, I'm like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work this way. Like they don't get it, dude. I'm different. This is different. And then once you really latch onto it, you realize that it's not different, dude. It's all very, it's the same. And addiction is so easy to understand and quit. Just stop doing it. It's that simple. It's that easy, but there's a lot that goes into that. And it's us. Like we are our own worst enemy. And then just knowing that realness and rawness behind it, I think was what really helps a lot of people out. Because we feel, I think, at least I did when I first got sober, that nobody understands. Like, you don't get it. You don't get how hard it is. You don't. And it made me into like this victim. And that's the thing is like, we're not a victim. We're the ones that have decided to get sober. We're the ones that have ruined our life. We got to take some ownership there. I think it's a huge growth spurt. And once you hit that growth and you take that ownership for it, dude, life gets better again. And that's what it's about, is finding the life that you deserve, whether it's depression or anxiety, whatever it might be, or whether it is addiction. Like life can get better and you deserve a better life. Sup, Steven? How are you? And so, I mean, that's why I think it's important to share. I think that's why I still enjoy hearing other people's stories. I enjoy seeing other people getting sober. And I mean, let's face it, like a lot of times, especially in the very beginning, like we don't want to tell anybody we're an addict. We're too embarrassed about it. We're like ashamed to tell people we're an addict because they're going to judge us and all this. We feel alone. We feel isolated. So when you hear other people sharing, you're just like, fuck, dude, like this person gets it. There's a lot of people out there that actually get it. But it's breaking through that honesty with ourselves and just being open. I appreciate that, Alexander. I try to be as relatable and like real as I can. Like I don't like to sugarcoat it when it comes to like addiction. It comes to suicide and stuff like that. I don't like to sugarcoat, because in the reality of it, like when my wife committed suicide, it took her 3 attempts that night. I mean, that's the reality. Like you have this desire to kill yourself. With my addiction, man, it took me years to get sober and relapse after relapse. And my relapses weren't like, oh, I had a beer and I relapsed. Shoot, my relapse were like, hey, I was sober for 3 months and now I'm a complete fucking train wreck for a year. And now I'm doing massive amount of alcohol. I'm doing massive amount of blow, all of that. Turn yourself in, get it over with. That's the easiest thing to do. But I think that's the part that, you know, we need to hear. You need to hear that realness and the rawness to it. Sandra, I did the same thing. My wife killed herself in 2015, my wife Brandy, and we were codependent, toxically codependent, alcoholic addicts. We drank a ton. She was addicted to benzos. I loved cocaine. And when she ended up taking her life, we were separated at the time, but my self-medication was drinking and cocaine, man. I self-medicated through. I didn't heal. There was no trauma healing. My trauma healing was 99 bananas and 8 balls of Coke. That was my trauma healing. When my dad committed suicide, that changed kind of everything a little bit 2 years later. What I think about death, it happens. Try not to overthink it, enjoy my moments. You dealt with any health issues related to addiction since being clean? Stephen, the biggest thing that I've dealt with is like my nose. I have a lot of trouble breathing, smell, all that stuff. Bro, I can't believe I catch you live. Really, thanks. I appreciate that. Still in addiction, weed and opiates. Okay. Well, a month now from opiates. Congratulations, dude. That's huge. That's huge. Thank you, Oreo. I appreciate that. Almost 24 hours without no scanning. Congratulations, Brett. It's hard, dude. People don't realize how hard it is when it comes to like coke and it comes to that depression that sets in. Like it's cool. Like for that first hour, you're like, dude, I got this shit, dude. I got this. And then all of a sudden you start to have this emptiness feeling, this hole in your chest, and this emptiness, this blankness, and all of a sudden it starts to this twitch. It just, I have nice eyes, thank you. I don't regularly go to meetings anymore. No, I'll be honest about that. I don't. I go every now and then, but like I'm not. I guess my sobriety is my sobriety type deal, if that makes sense. Like, want to go live life. Been on Cymbalta 2 weeks. It's helped good, Sandra. Trying to sleep after a bender. Still have smoked hash. Took opiates. It's hard to go to sleep after a bender. Usually, once your body finally collapses on yourself, you fall asleep. Like for me, when I would go on a bender, like it wasn't like I mentally and just physically started to shut down, and then I would finally get some sleep. Good, Kyle. I appreciate that. Not really for porn addiction. I don't know. You have a deviated septum? Yeah. I don't. I just have massive holes. Like I can take my pinky and just literally just go like that right up into my sinuses without a problem. It's burned. Addiction issues you have? No, I have a business around this. That's why the funny part is like people will be like, oh, you have the social media addiction. No, this is what I do for a living. So technically from 9 to 5, I should be doing this because this is what I do for a living. I have a business around it. I have a supplement line around this. This is what I do. And so guess what? Biggest form of advertising is lives and is content and social media when you do social media. So it doesn't really give me the instant gratification. In fact, a lot of it burns me out. I was sober from alcohol for 14 years, relapsing, drinking half a gallon of rum a day, 4 hospital trips. Dude, you're sober now. Congratulations, Fruity. Congratulations. That's huge. That's up. And but still sleep like crap. Do you know what the funny thing is, Steven? So I created a supplement line, okay? And I did this because I donate the money to suicide awareness. But magnesium glycinate, I created BANF Recovery Wellness. If you go to erickbzink.com, BANF Wellness and Recovery, I have a bunch of different supplements that I work with some doctors and nurses on and stuff. Magnesium helps you with sleep. The problem is like one of the main reasons we don't sleep as an addict is one, we do push a lot of magnesium out of us, and our brain stops producing natural melatonin. This can actually, magnesium is what stimulates your brain to actually produce melatonin, which helps you sleep. Exercise helped me tremendously. I work out every single day. I go to the gym. I love to walk. This also helps your central nervous system regulation. Like if you're not taking magnesium, whether you're sober or not, whatever, whether it's just you have mental health challenges, like magnesium does a ton for you. You should be taking it daily. It's amazing what happens when you take supplements. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. Have you ever tried heroin opiate? I've done opiates before, Jacob. Hydrocodone scared me. Hydro scared me. I've taken Oxy before, and Oxy wasn't the. I've taken Percocets, but hydrocodone, for whatever reason, gave me mad energy. Dude, birds chirping in the morning does suck. Lost a best friend to fentanyl, only 31 years old. Sheena, my heart goes out to you. I do a lot of coke stories. I share a lot on them. Been a true fighter, got sober from crank. Dude, you got sober from crank. Dude, congratulations. Booze, design, drugs, sober about a year. Shit's crazy. It takes a while to forget the madness. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my sobriety, like first 5 years of my sobriety fucking sucked, dude. I went through a divorce. I moved. I had to change my life all over. Like, I fucking hated sobriety. The first 2 years of sobriety, I would have told you that it sucks. That it sucks and it's not fucking worth it. I only did it because like I latched on to something that I had before my dad's suicide. But I would have been like, dude, fuck this. Once I started going into therapy and finding what my traumas were, it started like actually like really healing a lot. Dude, made a huge fucking difference. And now I will say this, from 5 years of sobriety on, my life has been fucking amazing. I think the glycinate does help with sleep issue. I can test. Nice, Devin. No, it does. Magnesium helps a lot. Don't know, bro. That bro doesn't help me. Eyes blunt like crazy. Don't know. Sometimes sleep a lot. I feel that, Steven. I mean, it's a brutal, dude. You got to just find what works for you. 2.5 months sober of alcohol, weed, speed. I should consider meetings. It's up to you, man. Like, that's the thing is, like, I don't say, like, meetings are, like, the answer. Like, we know how to stay sober. It's how do we protect ourselves? Like for me, it was like knowing that I can talk to people and venting and stuff and not letting shit build up, not letting my head get the best of me. A lot of it was staying on like my ADHD meds. When I'm not on my ADHD meds, I go insane after about 2 weeks of not being able to focus and having this desire to medicate so I can slow my life down. You know, like when you Xanax, I don't necessarily think it does. I'd say this though, when it comes to Xanax and any of that other shit, just I would say this, man, get with a psychiatrist, get with a psychologist. It's true. Trip all the time in the 90s. What's up, Stain? How are you? Being sober is boring. It can be boring. It definitely can be. But I will say, like, it was boring at first until I started finding out how not to be bored. Like, it was work, but I found out how not to be bored. How much magnesium? It has to build up in your system. Give it about 3 days in your system. But I would say about 1,500 milligrams, roughly. And dude, I've gotten a lot healthier. I literally aged backwards. Been a few months off cocaine. Feel so much better, making me overheat crazy. So, it is. The hard thing with cocaine, and you just want to be aware of, is just that depression side that kicks in. Like when you get sober from coke, you don't have a lot of physical withdrawals. Cocaine doesn't affect you physically as much as it does that dopamine tolerance that you built up, what it does to your brain, that fucked up side of it, like it fucks you up there. But it can reprogram and reset itself. It just takes time in fighting through that depression. So to ADHD meds, first I was made me not really sober. Yeah, exactly, Lucas. Like ADHD meds are important to me. Like that keeps me from doing cocaine and fucking hookers and snorting lines of fucking whatever and meth and drinking. I mean, my life went stupid when I would fucking use. Xanax addictions were, dude, they are. Xanax and alcohol are the two deadliest withdrawals. Do you have paranoia? I never had a paranoia when I used coke. I was so obsessed with coke. Like never paranoid about cops, any of that. Even if it was cut with meth, still no paranoia. They are hard to deal with, retro guy, but that's where I definitely would say, like, if you are getting off of coke, get with a psychiatrist because you're probably going to want to get on like an SSRI. There is going to be a lot of depression there. Magnesium does actually help because that gets your cortisol levels balanced out. It regulates the nitric oxide in your blood and in your brain so that it really gets you out of that. There are a lot of things you can do to actually help yourself with it because it is hard. Depression's real with coke. Thank you, Twist. I appreciate that. It was off the answer for just relapse, scared of the detox. Get with the doctor if you're scared of the detox. Get with the... Exactly. I do until you get me one-on-one. When I'm in the comfort of my home, this is the thing that's funny when it comes to like autism. When it comes to a lot of things that how we mask in my house, in my space, I am very hands-on, outgoing, charming, all that. You get me in person, fucking different person. Fucking different person. Love the Netherlands, Ashley Masada. We loved Europe. People always ask, does it get better? Like share a story of how it gets better sober. Well, wife and I and bonus daughter went to Europe, and we were there for 3 weeks. We flew in. We spent time in Paris, London, Amsterdam. We saw Taylor Swift in Hamburg, Berlin, Iceland. Just loved it out there. It was so much fun. My anxiety saved me from coke. And hide from it anymore. Anxiety can be a blessing. It can be. What was really pure coke like compared to the stuff that's cut really bad? How it affected my nose, how it hit me, how long it lasted for, the drip, the type of high it was. It's hard to get into like what it was. You could tell when stuff was cut. Like you could tell when it had too much like Lamisil in it, or if it had just not enough any kind of stimulant in it. Been on Zoloft and Xanax, okay. So true, dopamine and serotonin are fried. Yeah. Drink and just started booze. Yeah, I feel it. Xanax Valium. Oh, thank you, Retro. I appreciate that. Coke made you feel untouchable. It did, dude. It gave me big mood energy. Xanax calms you out now. Xanax can, but Xanax is also an addictive substance. I was on Xanax actually for a while. I was on Xanax for panic attacks right after my dad committed suicide. I got prescribed Xanax. And then I got back off of it once I kind of like just suppressed itself. Coffee makes you sleepy? It does. Oh, for them, coffee makes you sleepy. Yeah, ADHD sign. How do you hide ASD symptoms? I look awful. Um, because you're in public. Like, I'm not in public right now. Public, we are different. And also, you'd be surprised how much of it is in our head that people don't realize. Unless you pick up on like repeating patterns, if you pick up on the stimming, if you pick up on certain things. Congratulations, Pedro. Congratulations. Europe is much cleaner than America. Yeah. I've taken Adderall, Ritalin since third grade. 41, can't move unless I take in the mornings. Need Xanax, speak. 50-month, can't speak without both. No, I get it, dude. I've been on Adderall since I was like 17. When I wasn't on Adderall is when I fucking used. What'd you say to a friend that's replacing alcohol with Kratom? Good luck. Kratom sucks, dude. I would never do Kratom. Fucking hated that shit. Like, I thought it was a miracle until I realized how hooked, like how easy it is to get hooked and addicted to Kratom. You know what's funny is like when we were at France, it actually wasn't bad in Paris, but no, I have heard that a lot. I live in Spain. Xanax here is like candy, the biggest problem in the system. Damn, Sarah, I didn't know that. That's craziness. Kratom does suck. Yeah, it does, Bree. That's gonna, yeah, it can mess you up. See, Kratom, no. Kratom can hook you, man. Advice for coming off prescribed sleeping meds. Definitely work. Take stuff that's going to help your melatonin, help your brain produce it. Working out helps out a lot too. Delta, you got this shit. I believe in you. Have anxiety, panic attacks, get better. Fight or flight is scary, and a lot of that has to do with your cortisol levels. So getting your cortisol levels leveled out so you get out of the fight or flight mode is really, really important. Hydrogen, take the edge off anymore. And to come off Suboxone. I wouldn't, Steven. Not if you're on Suboxone, dude. Don't get on to Kratom, dude. I personally wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, dude. I've lost a lot of friends back into opiate addiction who went the Kratom route. What did we do in London? We went to the Louvre. We did a tour thing and dinner on the scenes, or whatever the river is. Did the Eiffel Tower. We did a couple of museums there. The Olympics were going on, so it was like hectic and craziness. What else did we do? We went to Disneyland Paris. That was the Disney portion of or the Paris portion. I think we were there for like 4 days or 5 days. Trazodone for sleep, it can help. Is it just me, or is weed the hardest drug to quit because socially? Alcohol is too, and even nicotine. Take 100 mils. Don't have Xanax for sleep from Adderall. Chemicals are fucked up in brain. Drinking stress, feel it. Any experiences with tramadol? I never. No, not with tramadol. Not me. You heard of opiate reversal therapy? I have not, Sebastian. What's that? How do about cortisol? Get a hormone test, Bree. Get a hormone test. Like I have low testosterone. I found out my testosterone is lower than what it should be. I have to start testosterone therapy. I knew that something was off, but when I did it, I also found out my cortisol levels were a little whacked. There are natural things you can do to help your cortisol levels. But it also, there's a lot that you can do to get it just leveled out. It sounds spending time in nature. Dude, nature helps a lot. Water helps a lot with a lot of people. What do you think about people who question whether you're still on coke? The people who think that I'm still high on coke because of my videos, I love. Because I'm a salesman. Those videos, if I did a video and I'm like, here, let me tell you the reality of coke. The reality of cocaine is this. That it's cut with a lot of things out there that are really dangerous to you, such as laundry detergent, meat tenderizer, laxatives. That's just, why would you put that in your system? No one's gonna fucking watch that shit, but if I tell you about fucking girls doing fucking lines of coke off my dick, you're gonna watch. That's why I do it. Plus, it's a little real, it's a little raw, and I have passion and excitement when I share about that stuff. And everything that I share, I've done, and I'm not proud of it, but I know that that realness and rawness hits people, and they're like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Because I know what it's like to be doing lines of coke and you're fucking sobbing. You're sobbing and you're like, why can't I fucking stop? All you want to do is stop. You want this divine intervention from fucking God, but you can't fucking stop. And next thing you know, you're doing another fucking line and you're fucking praying to God to fucking send down a lightning bolt or some shit, doing another fucking line. And that's how insane and obsessed we are as addiction. I mean, that's how sick we are. When you hear that, you go, fuck. I know that, dude, because I've been there. Fuck. Maybe I do have a problem. And maybe it helps somebody have that wake-up call. Strawberry video I had you cracking up today. Thanks. Strawberry. That's how it always happened for me. I am 44. Or actually, I'm 43. I turned 44 this month. Bath salts have, really? We were in Netherlands. It actually seemed pretty decent in Amsterdam, but I don't know. I mean, we weren't there long enough. So I can close my dad's state over your ongoing lawsuit, no closure, rape would be done. I don't blame you. In Poland, we have traditional drugs like cocaine, meth, heroin. We had glue, paint, and damn. Coke, meth, ruin your teeth, weaken your bones. It does, dude. It weakened my teeth. My teeth have cracked and chipped some. No, I mean, addiction's different for everybody. I wish I could tell people like what it takes to become an addict or how you get hooked to stuff, and it's different for everybody. I know people that can do something once and they are hooked, and I met people who've done it, recreationally, and they're not. I'm like, I don't fucking get it. What's the difference between Adderall and Ritalin? How it drops you and how it hits your system. Ritalin for me dropped me really quick. It didn't last as long. What are areas I can avoid coke is being used? I have no idea, Ricky. It depends on where you live. Start smoking again. Don't even inhale. What the fuck? People selling that shit. Have you thought of experienced MDMA? Dude, MDMA, I used it when I was in high school and stuff like that, and just like that's when ecstasy. I did a lot of Molly and stuff. I was more into like psychedelics in high school than anything else. Thank you, Retro Guy. I appreciate that, brother. 1 month cocaine free. Congratulations. Congratulations. Your husband takes tea, loves it. Yeah, I have to take tea, dude. I'm gonna have to do injections. I was prescribed it already. I have to just start. Did my blood tests and all that stuff. And it's been brutal, man. Like, it's amazing the brain fog and all this. Like, I never really believed in tea either. Like, testosterone, I would probably do videos on it because I was like, oh, you low testosterone, what, you can't get it hard in bedroom or whatever. And, like, I can get it hard. I'm not always in the mood like I used to be. And I'm like, oh, I'm just older. But, man, the brain fog and a little bit of depression, just something not fully right up here, putting on some weight, can't lose it no matter how much I work out. Finding out that I had low testosterone made a huge difference because now I'm like, okay, this is what's wrong with me and this is how I correct it. Yeah, laxatives, baby powder, exactly. Why you hate your life, dude? Don't hate your life. Trust me, I hated my life for forever. It does get better if you want it. You have to fight for it. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Cool, dude. We really enjoy to have it. Yeah, thanks, Martin. I go out every now and then, meet up with people and stuff like that. It's you talk war stories and share war stories and stuff like that, and you kind of look back and you're like, God, that was stupid. Why did we used to do that? Ritalin for me, more like study because it makes me calm. Adderall made better or yeah, each med does hit you a little bit differently. It definitely does. Is there such thing as being able to do blow recreational? I'm sure there is for some people, not for me. For me, I was just so obsessed about it. What do you think about psychology? I think if you're doing it with a therapist and stuff, I think that it can help. It has been proven that LSD can rewire your brain for anxiety. MDMA has healing effects for anxiety and depression. Ketamine therapy is great, but you got to do them with guidance and not on your own. Good. I'm glad you're good, Sharon. The I don't know. I never took MDMA for anxiety, and I was so young when I was taking it. Like I couldn't tell you if it did or not. Twisted. Science says that it does. Bird chirping made me instantly, dude. That was the worst when you get high and you hear birds, or you get high and you start to see like blue cracking through, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Fucking pulling back the shades, wondering if there's shadow people there. But you're like, it's fucking daytime, and you're like, what the fuck? That's when it hits you like there's an issue, and we usually don't stop. Only animals helpful. It does help. How do I know meds not working on my ADHD symptoms? You're struggling. You know, you're not focused. 14 months sober. One thing I don't miss is calling my plug. Yeah, exactly, to get another ball. What am I drinking? I'm drinking Bangin' Pop Blue Raspberry. 0 carbs, 0 fat. It does have 10 milligrams of sodium in it, though. It has 10 milligrams of calcium. I think it's person. Yeah, I know some people that can use it and some people that can't. Haven't done Coke 10 years. Don't miss a price tag. No, I don't miss a price tag either. I just want to know when I was at my lowest point in life. Oh, I'm glad, Rosie. I'm glad that you're still here. Way to go, dude. Oh, way to go. Coffee doesn't raise your blood pressure. It doesn't with me anymore. Have you talked to your therapist about that? Because you shouldn't be able to not move without Adderall. I'll say this, like if I don't take my Adderall for one day, I can focus through. 2 days, get a little squirrely. About day 5, I'm depressed, and I literally get really bad psychosis of where like I'm just scrolling in my phone, I'm searching for dopamine, like I'm not focused at all, dude. I'm not getting work done. I'm not doing shit. That's hard. For people who don't have ADHD, does Adderall supposed to make them energetic? It does. For people who don't have ADHD, it definitely does. Europe was awesome, Sherry. We loved it there. Lots of love back at you, Sharon. Used to dude, microdots. I used to crush up microdots and snort them. It was crazy, dude. I was doing microdots in fucking high school. I was going to trap houses and buying microdots. Like just dirty fucking trap houses. Oh. But Europe was amazing. We had so much fun. Don't feel sick. Yeah, no, I drink usually about 4 cups of coffee in the morning, 4 to 5. I stopped drinking Red Bull. I stopped drinking a lot of high caffeine stuff. I really struggled with that for a while. I'm glad that I just drink literally coffee. I got to get back to the point where I'm off of carbonated shit too. Where in Europe did we go? We flew into Paris. Then we went to London and went and saw Downtown Abbey, the Highclere Castle. My wife's a big Downtown Abbey fan. So I actually watched the movies so I could know what it was all about. Then we went to Amsterdam. Then we went to Hamburg, Germany, saw Taylor Swift live. Went down to Berlin. We were in Berlin for a couple days, and we flew over to Iceland, and we were in Iceland for a while. Stopped smoking weed because it was, yeah, dude, I hated weed. Weed wasn't for me at all. I have ADHD. I don't take Adderall. I take different medication. No, some side effects. Yeah. Dude, if I could go back to not taking Adderall, I wouldn't. I started on Adderall. I got prescribed Adderall in the late 90s. I got diagnosed with ADHD in like 94, 95. I got re-diagnosed with ADHD when I was 17. So that would have been 97, 98 that I was re-diagnosed with ADHD. And they put me on Adderall, which is like the new and improved, drug. This is the cure-all, heal-all. Unfortunately, it's a stimulant, and unfortunately, it is addicting. It's dependent, I would say. I don't twitch and itch for it. I have a stockpile of fucking Adderall. I have to remember to take it. The problem is though I'm physically dependent on it and mentally dependent on it, that I do go through a withdrawal from it. So I wish I would have never taken it in the beginning, but it is a tool that works for me. It is what it is. Eventually, I'll get off of it and go to a non-stimulant ADHD med. Yeah, people do not understand that Adderall does not feel the same for ADHD people as it does for non-ADH. How does travel Europe compare to travel in the U.S.? I would travel Europe all day long. I loved Europe compared to the U.S. I really did. I don't really want to travel the U.S. I want to go back travel more Europe. The food's better. I mean, it's more expensive. But yeah, we loved it. The doctor diagnosed me with chronic ADD. I don't know what that means, Rowan. I've never heard of that before.
On YouTube?
Yeah. Huh. I like it. They actually had a dress version. That's so cool.
We'll match at our beach party.
We will. I love Europe. Don't listen to the news. Russia is beautiful. It must. I'm not going to Russia. Which I won't go to Russia until all that calms down. One time, I think your new feeling life stop becoming addicted again. I have no idea, dude. I would not just never try it again. Like I have no desire to do coke or any kind of drug out there. I really don't. Like none at all. Like I can literally say if it was put in front of me, I would like throw it out or flush it and just be like, no, I'm done. All right, I am going to jump off this. I got to do some one-on-ones coming up. If you guys haven't been to ericbzink.com, go to ericbzink.com. I got lots of cool stuff there. I can help you if you want. I probably will go live a few times this week. Just throw out some support, help some people out there who are struggling and stuff. I do enjoy going live every now and then. So I hope that you guys have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the evening, and I will be live again here soon. So I do appreciate everyone who jumps in on these.